Muchendo has already mentioned about business. You look at the tax regimes in this country, and the other day the KRA released other tax schedules, even taxing us guys who are operating online. You're actually going to be taxed from February. You know, for your own. Do you pay me to come here? Has anybody paid me?
No.
But they're going to tax me just for sitting here and having a conversation with Kenyans. I don't get any revenue from this. You don't pay me to be a panelier?
No, of course not.
So they're going to tax us. So let's look at the tax regime that is happening in this country. They want to tax everything, every single thing. Even if you scream at night, they'll still tax it. I mean, they want to tax everything. And businesses are collapsing. No, seriously. Everything in this country is going to be... No, seriously. I mean, because how do you tax? I mean, how do you tax things like this? You know, there seems to be a serious desire from government to tax every other thing that you do. When you make a turn, they are there to tax you. Now, businesses are collapsing. The government itself has been collapsing. It is running broke. During the year in 2020, businesses went down because of coronavirus. And the government has admitted that it has not been able to meet its revenue targets because of coronavirus. We've been suffering the same thing, even as people who do business as well. The government is saying now, we understand we've been suffering. We understand you've also been suffering, but we need more money from you. Businesses have collapsed. Look at the giant like Tuskys. Tuskys today is under the water. It has collapsed. And there's something that really keeps bothering every time. When we talk about business collapsing, we just look at the business collapsing. We just say it's news, just news. But we never really get to understand that behind the collapsing of business, there are livelihoods. There are suppliers who are going down. There are families who are affected. There are workers who have been affected. There's a range of wide of people who have been affected. There are people who are sitting at home today depressed because they cannot be able to make any money since their companies collapse. Suppliers are crying. Madeni zimewakalia. Workers are crying. And this country, there seems to be no policy whatsoever, you know, that needs to have a conversation around ensuring that business don't collapse and also focusing on actually ensuring this business survive. Even if it collapses, we can find a way to recover them. We are all doing business here. I am a businessman. Muchendi is a businessman as well. Atakama akoko kiabo. Wewe pia, you are a businessman. It's so difficult to do business in this country.
True.
Kabla uanze biashara kwanza uko na catalog ya certificates. A whole wall. Umeweka certificate ya hii, permit ya hii, unajaza ukuta ya 3 meters by 3 meters. Umeshajaza only certificates and permits in this country. The tax regime taxes you to your last drop of blood. What does that make you feel? Where do you think is the turnaround in this country when it comes to management of tax regimes and also business, survival of businesses? What's your feeling?
I will answer it this way. We have wasted a huge opportunity. Corona imeharibu biashara sana. But even in that corona, in every disaster, in every crisis, there are always opportunities. What do I mean by that? On 26th of August, Bwana Muchendu, on 26th of August 2020, Kenya became the first country in the world to receive the Safer Tourism Seal within the corona pandemic. Meaning, Kenya is a safe destination despite the corona. I was so excited when I saw that because I knew that either the president and the CS, both the president and the CS of tourism, they are going to shout to the whole world and tell them we have received the Safer Tourism Seal. So Kenya is a safe destination. Why would that have been so important? It's because around 21st of December, we were taught in primary school that the sun at that time is on top of the Tropic of Capricorn. That's in the southern hemisphere. Meaning the northern hemisphere, it's very cold. So Europe and America work on a winter. Now, if there's one thing I've learned from this corona thing, it does not like hot temperatures, but it thrives very well in cold areas. Now, that is a huge opportunity we wasted. There's a guy called Fred Finn. Fred Finn is the most traveled person in the world. He's traveled over 150 countries. He came to Kenya, and it was reported, I think, on 27th of November last year, that Kenya actually is indeed a safe tourism destination. Now, unfortunately, our government never did anything. What would I have expected them to have done? The president and the CS tourism should have shouted to the whole world and told the people that, especially the ones in Europe, over 740 million people in Europe, between Europe and North America, it's over 1 billion people. Awambie, if you have a relative or a friend with pre-existing conditions and winter is coming, come to Kenya. We've received the Safer Tourism Seal. Fred Finn, the most traveled person, has given us a seal of endorsement. Kujeni Kenya, because our temperatures at that time, they are quite hot. Na waseme hivyo kama kwanza wako Mombasa on a very hot day. Waseme kama wako Mombasa, waseme kama wako Mara, come to Kenya, so that, assuming we are brothers the way we are here, but maybe our parent or another brother or even one of us, it couldn't be me, or our sister, whoever it is, niko na diabetes hivi kidogo, so tunaogopa corona ikikuja, winter ikikuja. Winter is known as the flu season. Tunaogopa winter ikikuja, ikienda, may not survive. If we know there is a safe destination and $10,000 is not a big deal to us, mtaka kuniambia hautasema Kirori shike 10,000 uende Kenya?
You will.
Si tutasema hivyo?
Yes.
Now, what would have happened? Had that happened, and you know, like for instance, look at coronavirus. In US, the first 10 days, over 2 million people were seriously affected by the pandemic. Uko iko mbaya. In Germany, UK, ni kubaya. So, what it would have done, as soon as you got the Safer Tourism Seal, that was in August, going to September, they advertise. So that the people in Europe, the people in North America, wajue kule kuna a safe destination. They start booking. And they would have booked from around November up to March or April. Now, when those tourists would have come here, I spoke to someone from the Ministry of Tourism, and he told me that if had this idea gone through, would have gotten the creme de la creme, the very rich,
the who is who.
The who is who. Now, in 2019, we only had received 2.05 million tourists.
Yes.
This idea could have brought more than 5 million tourists. What would that have done? Hoteli zote zingeja, cottages zote zingeja. We would have started, let's assume we are bachelors, tungefika pahali nikwambie bwana Muchendu tufanye hivi, hii keja yangu, hii nyumba yangu, wacha nihamie kwako, to rent hii yangu. We get $10,000, that's $1 million per month,
Yes.
For 4-5 months tutapata 5-6 million.
Yes.
Wakirudi in April tugawane hiyo 5 million, wako na 2.5 million, kwa na 2.5.
Yes.
At the same time, when these people would have come here, hange come Mombasa throughout, hange come Nairobi, they don't want to see the Mara. Yes. But they not want to travel with other people. Wangeitisha gari yao peke yao, it doesn't matter kama ni Land Cruiser watu 10.
Yes.
Then wangesema dereva awekewe partition pale mbele, na weke intercom,
so
that hewa yake isitufikie.
Yes.
You get? So more jobs are being created.
Yes.
They will need to eat. So our farmers, they get more market for their produce. When they get more market, ule jamaa wako na pickup hapo Juja, ule jamaa akona lorry, they would have to transport that produce. Look at the effect.
Triple effect.
Now, in 2019, tourism was the third largest earner in Kenya. Tourism was the third largest earner. This time, ingekuwa, because of the pandemic, it could even have been either the second or the best. And then it would have cemented Kenya as a top safe tourism destination. Instead, what did we do? We did nothing. We did nothing. And then, tukaanza kusema towards December, hakuna pesa, we need to start taxing people. So whatever rebates that government had given, hata kama biashara imeharibika, zitoka amesema biashara imeharibika, watu wamevutwa kazi, so whatever little goodies or incentives, 14% VAT ilikuwa imepunguzwa, all that zimetolewa, and the worst part, watoto wanaenda shule. Why? Because we chose to do nothing. Shida si ati there was no opportunities in the corona. We have actually wasted the crisis, but it's not 100% wasted. Winter haijakwisha. Maybe, I hope the president is listening, and the CS, they can come, and the positivity rate has been around 2-3% for almost a month now.
Yes.
They can still, it's still not too late. Wambie dunia, our positivity rate is about 3%, 2%. Basically, we've done more than the 14 days. Kenya is still safe. Fred Finn still said that. Winter inaendelea kwenye mpaka March or April. And we don't know about global warming, what will happen. Just in case uko na hiyo shida, you know, of a relative, we still have a safe destination. At least we see what little we can salvage.
But the Minister for Tourism is busy taking selfie with the British model, Naomi Campbell. You know, some of these things are just crazy.
Kuchukua selfie si vibaya if he had acted.
You see, the problem I have is he has overseen the worst crisis. You know, on 14th of December, it was sad to read that a hotel like Gladison Brew here closed down. You can imagine I had like 3 friends who are working there who are now jobless. I think for me is that this government fails to seize that opportunity to actually make money out of it. I'll tell you what I did during Corona. I am not a trained expert of computer things and everything, but when we were told not to go to church, we and some other guys in my church decided, why don't we take our church live on social media, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Yes. So we will come and stream a service of like 1 hour. And as a result of doing so, I started receiving calls from other churches. MUCHENDU, come help us set up. By then I was now an expert of IT, one who has never gone to school to study IT. And I maximized on that particular period when people were not going to church. I was helping churches do online. We also brought our church, the Kenya Assemblies of God, online with our national handle. That tells you, during the coronavirus, I had another extra coin, for doing something that you were not doing before. So therefore, when you were talking about missed opportunity, this was a very missed opportunity for the Republic. I'll tell you why. Today, the biggest clientele for the marine tourism are the Italians. Italy was the most affected nation at a particular point by this pandemic. We could have capitalized by the love of Italian to this republic and build a safe haven for them to move away from Italy and come. But we didn't do it. Hotels in Maridi continued to close down or operated without any guests. So I think for me, as you have said, we have so much we can do to actually take this economy on a higher level. I'll tell you, and I keep repeating this and I will still repeat it. When we were investing money on Kazi kwa Vijana, Rwanda was investing money on innovation. That innovation has gotten them so many companies going there to do business, including some of our own people like the former general of the armed forces in Kenya, people like Daudi Tonje. They are serious business magnets in Rwanda, because Rwanda has provided an enabling environment for them to do business. And I think that is where we miss the mark. We are strategically positioned. We have so many advantages that people can come, but the ease of business. In Kigali, you can land in Kigali at the airport, apply for a license or a company.
And they get it by the end of the day.
And by the end of the day, you have a registered company in Rwanda in 1 day.
Ready to do business.
Come try that in this Republic of Kenya.
Right in Kenya.
Ukute kimotu ati unaambiwa upatie bitoku 30%. Because you have to have a local investor. Why am I giving Bitok 30% of my money? He has no idea what I want to do. He just sits there waiting with they are always, and you know, the problem, that is what we have. And most of the people who are shouting to their highest and to the rooftop fighting the DP, we know that is a business they do. That business of 30% requirement, we need to plug it.
Ilikuwa 10%, sasa ikapanda.
Actually, they need to remove 27% and leave it at 3%. Because when you remember what Dangote said when he came, he has no reason to give somebody 30% of his business just because he is required to have a local investor do it. You know, and he was telling us, you want me to give 30% to a local partner who has no idea, has no vision about my business. You have a tax regime that is not consistent, that is overtaxing people who are actually bringing employment to this republic. You have an energy system that is not favoring. The cost of production in this country
it's very high.
It's just crazy, and it's very high. It is what has moved so many companies from sub-Saharan Africa to Egypt. It is corruption. Most companies that left Kenya, they are now in Egypt. In the Nile,
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia and in the Nile Delta. Companies have started moving out of Ethiopia because we have a prime minister who is now massacring the Ethiopian. Today, as we are speaking, there is a serious massacre in Ethiopia. let us create an boring environment for people to bring business to this republic.
Kabla hujamaliza, you had mentioned about tax.
Yes.
You know, when the corona came in, fuel prices globally ziliteremka kabisa.
Yeah.
However, here in Kenya, ilipanda. Why? The government was very bright. Waliangalia wakaona that for the first time, corona came when? Was it in March? Yes. That's when it landed in Kenya.
Yes.
Between March and June, it affected us so much that for the first time ever, the budget that was read in 2020 was less than the previous year, yet it affected only one quarter, only 3 months, 3.5 months.
Yes.
So in their wisdom, wakaona pesa ya mafuta imeteremka. So instead of us, we should be buying fuel now maybe at around 50 or 60 shillings. Wameongeza so that we are buying at 90 or 100 shillings so as to collect more tax. Yes, it was an innovative way for them to collect tax from us because people have to move. Granted, that was good. But just as they thought about that, why did they think of other different ways, more innovative ways? Na wakishindwa wanaanza badala ku tax bitok, wamwambie bitok, si ufanye show, tengeneza show, ulete wale watu wanaweza kuwa na ideas, hapo katikati tutakuwa tukiangalia, tukiona moja tick, tukiona nyingine tick.
Tunaweka investment.
Yeah.
Lakini ni Kenya bwana. Ni Kenya watu pana taka akili, taka tu watu mkono ndefu.
Kanairo bana.
That brings my part in short brings a very important question.
I'll give you your tackle of the day. Your tackle of the day is now is when you give your parting shot.
Oh, okay.
And you're close. But now let me go back to the comments briefly. Alafu nikirudi tutajua ni aje na pia tackle of the day. So tayari mwanzo kutengeneza mawazo. William Mwangi anasema Kirori, do we identify people to vote who have genuine ideas? Looks at the last election we elected some people down to earth guys who look genuine but are nowhere to be seen. Look at Jijo Pevu, Ujagwa and the rest wako wapi siku ya leo. Mwema Steve says I concur with Kirori. He is actually Kirori. Kirori will lack a reasonable thinking. President, I'm watching from Kisumu. Thank you so much. Governor Muchende alikuwa amejibu hapa, I'm not. Governor Muchende, I'm not. I have only said that our county assembly has no moral authority to talk about corruption in Kiambu. Hii mambo ya Kiambu sikia wakora, lakini Muchende amesema hatukuri.
By the way, unajua you tackle the comment.
You will tackle when you finish.
Kiambu means Kiambu is a letter that was derived into two words. Kiabu. People shouting. Yes.
Haya, mlieni watu wa Kiabu, especially Shaweri, mshauti zaidi. Haya, Umara Ronald Macmillan anasema umoja iko locked sana first as spirit of greed. It's the spirit of greed. Mushendu following, I agree with you. Labosa Junior Bitoka some watching from Red Village. Asante sana mzee. Idhegi Ithuli anasema ndani kabisa. Thank you for still watching from Mombasa. Thank you. Bas Njiguna, I like Sudi when he says no one would live up to the age of 500 years, considering how some people want to make life of other humans alone. Interesting. And then I'm watching from Eldama Ravine. Thank you, Jafat Kiyama from Nyari. Sasa na watu wa Nyari. Thank you so much, Nyari guys. Salimia watu wako hapo Nyari Post. Daniel Mwanga sema from Kajiado Kirinyaga, in fact is the best from Kagio Kirinyaga. In fact is the best conversation I've had for a long time about tax. Keep up. Asante sana. It's not just not Diagogo's research and sema 82 billion lost every day. Alafu Ruto asema ataleta change na yeye ni second in command. Si akiingia yeye atasema 6 billion is being lost daily. Maajabu ya Jubilee. Tumedi mwasana mtoa call mtu wa kawaida kama mimi kwa interview. Karibu sana bro, ndakuongelesha. Richard Michael anasema this guy is putting things in perspective. Where does the government get people to manage its ministries? Wala nyeti. Abas Ngora says when demolitions took place in Nairobi and Kisumu, we didn't hear the community kingpins addressing their people in vernacular. That this was for their own good. When it comes to politics, they weaponize the community to help them fight their wars. Their selfish gains for the wajinga walisha, they have a rough time ahead. Sikia wajinga walisha Kenya hii. Mungai Kadogo amekuwa akilia sana, alisema alitengeneza vitanda ya watu kulalia kwenye hospitali, lakini hakuna deni ya 5 million as they speak. Mungai Kadogo sank 5 million lower because he was promised business by the government. The other day when the president was talking to us in the vernacular stations, he said he paid Mungai Kadogo. So Mungai Kadogo utatuambia ulipo pesa ngapi, kwa sababu unalia na rais mwenyewe alisema tulinunua vitanda. Sijui kuliendaje, atatuambia.
Labda alipata tu 30%.
Yengine anasema ya jakura kitu yote. Mungai Kadogo analia sana. Anasema in Kenya
nikwambia huyo kijana ataria tukiwa hapa.
Ulisema kabisa
hapa.
Nakumbuka
this is a man eat man society.
Ulisema atalia. Nakumbuka vizuri sana. Tutafuta soundbite Kadogo, tutatafuta soundbite. labda ungesikia Muchendu. We'll get kama ngoko ulifika THETACKLE ungesikia iwane kitambo. Ili hata utengeneze vitanda ya ng'ombe kula.
I told him, please, unless they give you cash and you make, knowing that money is in the bank, deal with private hospitals. But I have a friend who I saw on Facebook engaging him and told him to engage him in inbox. They see if they can actually export what was made. I think that will do for him because it's rather unfortunate.
Mungai tutakusaidia unitumie vitanda nijaribu kuadvertise. Pole sana. Tujengane tuone vile kutaenda. Lakini serikali nilikwambia ni mbaya sana. Haya. Hii maneno ya serikali mimi stop trading with government. I don't trade with government. Ministries don't trade with people who have their own budgets.
I have someone who did the job for a certain county 2014 to a tune of 54 million that has never been paid to date.
Mimi mwenyewe a certain county walinitisha pencils kupatia candidates in 2016 class 8 candidates. The ordered pencils worth 900,000. Hata si 1 million, 900,000. That was in 2016. Na zikapatianwa mpaka leo sijalipa.
Hujaiona?
Yes.
Mimi na county ni kama maji na mafuta. Siguzi county kama nifanyie nini? Siguzi county. Utasema ni wapi kwa sababu anaanza kuwa rafiki yangu. Acha niwaachane naye. Collins anasema great minds are like how you guys reason. Abbas Mjiguna anasema in Kenya they impose travel bans and reduce diesel petrol fuel prices and increased kerosene. What a joke. Abbas Mjiguna. Bruce Lee Isadi anasema brilliant minds kindly extend this discussion tomorrow. Asante sana. Kesho ni sheria wiki. Kina Kurwa Court na kina Ogola, Steve Ogola, Barak Muluka na Kisiangani. Kesho ni mambo ya sheria wiki. So we'll continue the conversation next week on mambo ya biashara and all this. Hereng anasema niko ndani. Asante sana. Kathleen Kate anasema president looks so helpless and it's a shame. We regret voting him in power. Bore ni sana. And then we get another one, then we regret again. 5 years we get another one, we regret. It's very beautiful.
It will change somewhere.
Let's continue the journey. Let's love suffering. You know, suffering is our portion. To suffer.
Kenya ni masafara.
Kirori, what's your tackle of the day?
Jina ni Kirori.
Oh, Kirori.
Not Karori.
Sorry, Kirori. Unajua tuko na Karori mwingine anakujanga show. That's why tunauma ulimi.
Kirori, think of a very big lorry. Ile lorry kubwa.
Kirori kubwa.
Kirori. But from where I come from, Kirori, it means korora, yani kuona mbali. Someone with vision. Actually, it was a prophet. In my language, it's a prophet or someone who sees very, very far. So jina ni Antony Kirori. So
nakumbuka gari ya kivi.
Kirori.
Yes.
Kirori kenana.
Yes. You can look at it that way. Lakini unajua zamani kabla wazungu kuja kuwa na malori. So it was more from the prophecy side or someone with great vision.
Alright.
Yes.
Your tackle of the day.
Before I get my tackle of the day, I'll say this. All is not lost. Look at Cambodia. In the late 80s, walikuwa na shida mingi sana. The state of the economy was worse than ours. However, they got their act together. I think, is it last year but one? They exported over 10 million sports bikes to Europe alone. 10 million. What's the population? So, how much did they earn from that? So, what am I saying? All I'm simply saying is this. One, let's not lose focus. Let's not lose hope. Kuna mtu nimesikia kwa kiuliza, ati kuna watu kadhaa walichaguliwa, but they changed or something like that. We should not lose hope completely. What I would advise is this. Mashinani, tafuteni watu with brilliant ideas. They may not have money to campaign. Instead, sisi kama Wanjiko, uko mashinani, huyo mtu ako na brilliant idea. Tuseme ni Bwana Bitok. Mumshike, elevate him to that position bila yeye kutumia pesa yake. Kwa nini? Ndivyo akifika bunge atakuwa na deni yenyu. Hatakuwa na ile pesa aliuza shamba ama amechukua mortgage, aanze kufikiria ndio aanze kurudisha shamba. Sasa atakuwa akifikiria maneno yenyu. Ndio sasa mkishapata mtu kama yeye akishafika bunge and you already know the kind of ideas he has, it will be upon him to implement. His loyalty will not be to the political party. His loyalty will not be to the people who financed his campaign. His loyalty will be to the Wanjiko, hawa watu wa mashinani ambaye waliangalia wakaona Bwana Bitok, Bwana Kirori na mwingine wako na brilliant ideas that can change the state of our economy. Because let's face it, bila pesa, bila chapa, what do they say? the money is what makes the world go round. So kama huna pesa, maisha yako itaharibika. So I'm not saying, because I know somebody can say in the Bible it said the love for money is the beginning of evil. I'm not saying we love the money. And remember, it's the love for money. However, all I'm simply saying is this: tuchague the right representatives. Let's stop thinking of in terms of campaign goodies, but let's start looking for people with bright ideas. Kama ni bunge, tuangalie its house of ideas. Ni nani watatusaidia? Kama ni governor basically manages money. So who can manage this money, these funds wisely, nicely for the benefit of us? Hiyo itabadilisha maisha yetu, and in less than 10 years Kenya will become a very, very serious force, even better and bigger than China.
Hallelujah.
Thank you.
All right, you have any tackle of the day? Ya kuvunja ama umetoshekana? Thank you so much. Mushedu, what's your tackle of the day?
It's 2021 and time is running very fast. 2022 is just around the corner. And Kenyans are just about to make the same silly mistakes they make in 2022. I keep on telling and I will keep shouting to the young people, if there is a year you need to make a change and have a paradigm shift when it comes to electing our leaders, it is in the year 2022. Let us not be cornered into the politics of tokenism. Let us focus on leaders who are going to deliver. And a leader who is going to deliver is not the leader who is going to come give you 200 shillings and 500 shillings. It is a leader who is going to come and give you an idea. I have seen in Limuru people who have come out with a very serious project like pig farming. I have a friend there who is doing pig farming, and he has now started a company making food, animal feeds that are quality. He has now built a slaughterhouse. He has then built a value addition company within his compound, and now reaching out to young people to actually invest in pigs. I have not heard that he wants to be anything, but for leaders, you need to look at people like those people who are innovative, people who are bringing you an idea that will an idea that is going to go beyond the election of 2022, an idea that can be an economic block for young people. Those are the kind of leaders that we need to look for. Over and above the politics of dynasty and the politics of hustlers and what have you, we need to go ahead and see that we get people who enact policies that we are going to affect our businesses positively. And I tell young people, now is the time the dance will start. The politics of deceit has already started. But in between that particular process, can you open up your wide eyes and pick leaders who are going to become the beacon of hope in the lives of young people? Because I keep on saying, China today, it is what it is today because they have invested in small businesses and medium level companies. There is no country in the world that will ever grow economically unless you invest on small businesses or the medium level companies. Those are what we call SMEs. And therefore, if this country is going to grow, it is going to grow because we get leaders who are going to start thinking on how to empower young people. And young people, I call upon you, don't wait for anybody to give you tax holiday. If you have an idea, just frontier that idea. You never know who is going to come along and propel that idea to what it is, what it can be today. So therefore, young people of this republic, as we start this year 2021, and as the politics of deceit kick off, I pray that you will become more knowledgeable, you will have wisdom, and when that time comes, we can pick leaders who are going to be placed as the beacon of hope for this country, and leaders who are going to propel the economy of this country to another level, because the end result of any government is to empower its citizen. You can only empower your citizen through building a serious economic block. And the current stream of leaders that we have has shown that they have no interest with young people. And therefore, young people, because you are the people who are being used to actually make more wrongs every time you go to the ballot. I pray that from now going forward, you shall look for leaders who are going to be able to deliver for you. Leaders with an innovative capability. I am not from Juja, but if Kirori was gonna be a candidate in Juja, I would say that somebody with the capacity to develop the things in young people, because this guy, instead of making pencils from wood, he's actually turning papers back to their original form. And then now, yes, papers engineering. That is the kind of innovation we are talking about in this republic. If he can be able to see an opportunity to make a pen, we have so many things that we don't need to import, we can make from here. So young people, take charge of this country. Hii nchi si ya mama ya mtu. Hii nchi ni yetu.
Yes, thank you so much.
Niongeze kidogo. Kuna time niongeze kitu kidogo.
Ongeza 30 seconds.
Nitapitisha kidogo. Very simple. In 2002, which was the party of the day? Ilikuwa ni NAK. In 2007, NAK ilikuwa hapo. Which was the leading party? Ilikuwa PNU. Si ndio? Yeah. In 2012, 2013, TNA and URP. Si ndio? And then 2017, Jubilee. We don't know about 2022. Wakenya wenzangu, tuachwe kudanganywa na chama. Yeah, kwa maana watu walitoka NAK wakaenda, ni kama nikuja nikupige ngumi ya macho nimevaa shati ya black, niende nje nikuje na ya blue, uanze kusema huyu ni mtu mzuri, nikuchape coffee, niende nikuje na shati ya green, huyu ni mzuri, niende nikuchape teke, nikuje na shati ya white, huyu ni mzuri. What am I saying? Tulikuwa na NAK was the ruling party in 2002, PNU 2007, TNA URP 2013, Jubilee 2022, hatujui about 2017, hatujui about 2022. Basically, tuchague, let's identify the right candidates for ourselves. Kwa maana, what do I want for you? What do I want for me? Nataka tutoke kwa hii maisha ya 17,000 per year average lifestyle. At least tukichagua tu wazuri, in 2-3 years tutafikisha 150,000 per year.
That is the story.
Na Mungu
awabariki. Asante sana. Thank you so much guys for joining us. In other news, Chebukati wa IBC amesema kama uliregistiwa without your consent. If you are registered without consent for the Building Bridges Signature Initiative, amesema kama a court has been complaining. A court is on record. He complained that he found himself that his signature was at in IBC for the approval of BBI. So Jabukari has come on, he said, yeah, Kuro court anatusikiza has been taken.
Tunajidaga hapa tukipiga BBI na wewe unaenda una approve.
Alikomleta akasema jina yake lipatikana pale na yeye hakuweka. So Jabukari has said that if your name has been listed in the BBI signatory, you can read a letter to RPIT at ibc.co.ke or top of the IBC offices and the Fazard Towers by 5 p.m. on Monday, January 25, 2021.
How do you know that your name is in the register?
Sijui wanaangalia na wapi?
I think they
need to tell us.
Most likely they will release the verified signatures, because that's the only way we will know that our names are in there.
Or they need to have a portal. I can type in my ID number.
So I think actually let's say this IBC urges Kenyans to verify list of BBI supporters. So I think they are going to come up with a list. Labda itakuja halafu angalia kama jina yako uko pale, basi unaenda unaandika barua na complain, unaandika barua kwa CEO, acting CEO wa IBC kama jina yako. Anasema pia kuna majina ambazo zimetolewa because of incomplete records, duplicates and those not in the register of voters. The actual people who signed that are in the register of voters. So kuna majina ambazo zimeweza kutolewa. So walisema ilikuwa 5 million. So sijui ametoa ngapi sasa. Let's hope itabaki kwa kitu kwa sababu ni kubaya. Masaa zinaenda, masiku zinaenda. Honorable Julius wanasema 2020 year Abbas Njuguna following the rule of law is also very important as far as the development of a country is concerned. But where the government itself is the one involved in breaking the same, then we have a long day to go. Jane Mumbi Jane Tours anasema great show, thank you team, asante sana. Brian Sang anasema I can listen to Michendu all day dropping facts. Asante sana. Thank you so much guys. THETACKLE will be joining us. Those guys who have been sharing, we really appreciate you. We hope to see you again again tomorrow. Kesho ni sheria wiki hii. Barak Muluka, Daktari Kurokot, Steve Ogola, Deputy Governor wa Nairobi County ambaye hakufika safari. Nasikia kilomana katikati. System iliwatega. System ilicheza rafu.
Ogola, in your dreams, my brother. In your dreams. Hii Kanairo hapana mchezo.
Kanairo governor ni wakafiri watatu. Hii Nairobi yenyewe ni noma bana. Governor ni system Nairobi. Thank you so much guys for tuning in. We really love you. THETACKLE loves you, and the usual, please keep sharing even after we've gone offline. Keep sharing the broadcast. Songesha peleka into WhatsApp groups. Share everywhere. We're going to come up with the snippets as well. When the snippet comes down, please download them and share them in your WhatsApp groups. We love you guys, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye bye and take care. Salute.
Thank you. God bless. Bye.